So the Bible says we have a friend who has died for us. The real question is, what will we do in response to that? Jesus tells us, I've given my whole self for you. What will you give for me? I love the Gospel of John, and one of my favorite chapters, I think, in that Gospel is chapter 10. Jesus does most of the speaking there. And I love what he says in verse 15. I lay down my life for my sheep. Here, Jesus paints an intimate relationship between us and him. One that involves commitment and really one that is based on love. The relationship that we have with Jesus is one that is thoroughly personal. It's nothing, in fact, if not personal. It involves a commitment of love that makes possible the surrendering of life. About 15 years ago, I tore an ankle tendon and had to have surgery. It wasn't a big, huge deal, but it was a big, huge deal. After a certain point, I wanted to get back to work, and I couldn't stand it anymore. And so, I had several people that I asked for help, and I paid them to help me. Things like drive my wheelchair down to the nursing home and then come an hour later and pick me up. And I appreciated those people that helped me. And I was glad to give them the money because I couldn't have done it without their help. Heck, one of them drove me to a weekly Bible study that I had, and that one was at early in the morning. I felt sorry for the person that drove me to that. Another time I had a wedding in Mankato, had somebody drive me to that too. But honestly, as I sit here right now and think about the sacrifices that friends made for me, it's the sacrifice that my best friend, the one that I've had the longest, made for me that I still appreciate the most, even all these years later. Kim, my wife, was so helpful. I wanted to bring communion to people who were shut in at home. And of course, as we just began doing that, Kim realized in a hurry that helping me get crutches or the wheelchair or whatever I was using, the walker at the time, whatever I was using, by the time she helped me get that stuff out, helped me get in and through the front door, and then helped me get back out to the car, it only took a couple visits before she realized, wowzers, I'm going to have to sit here and visit right along with him because there's no way I can do anything while he's here. The time is just too short. I'll never forget that sacrifice that Kim made for me. And I know that in the last now almost 47 years, there have been a lot of sacrifices. Honestly, though, that's what a real friendship is all about. It's sacrificial, it's giving, it's based on that. And so I appreciate it. Today, Jesus wants us to know that that's exactly what his connection to us is based on as well. It's based on love, it's based on commitment, and more than anything, it really is based on sacrifice. I'm kind of thinking that that's what Grace to Go is all about.